the longest running online radio show on the iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J on Pretty Ricky and Rafael Castro.
For DeMarco's Rant.
DeMarco's Rant.
Why the f*** you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop lying.
Hey, I'm just telling you how I feel. DeMarco comes real.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm not gonna let your false narratives against me go unchallenged. DeMarco comes real.
Right here, right now.
On the iPower Evening Show.
iPower Evening Show. Today's Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. DeMarco comes real every Tuesday and Thursday on the IPES. Time for my rant. Well, it's no secret when it comes to the relationship between law enforcement and the black and brown communities. Have y'all seen this? This was in New York. And before I go any further, someone from Boston emailed me saying that I need to just focus on everything in Boston instead of NYC. Whatever. Normally, I don't ever respond back to people, but I had to respond via email, telling him by educating him that not everybody who was born or raised in Boston are for Boston, period. I'm pretty sure people know my reasons not to support a city that I once loved and then move on to NYC. And I will talk about that in my upcoming interview sometime in January. But right now, I'm talking about law enforcement and African Americans. Have y'all seen this? This happened at the J Street Metro Tech Station in Brooklyn as the NYPD was arresting teenagers at the MTA station for alleged fare evasion till an NYPD cop from out of nowhere caught on camera sucker punching 15-year-old Benjamin Marshall, who was black. It was mayhem at that subway station. The 15-year-old's family is now suing NYC for $5 million in a lawsuit. The police who sucker punched that boy is now on desk duty. The NYPD is already trying to spin this story to make believe that it was the teenager who attacked the officer first, which we all know that's a lie if they ever go there, and they will cover their asses as always. But NYPD cops are already saying that the video doesn't show the whole thing. It don't matter. It don't matter. The fact of the matter is that cop caught on camera attacking a 15-year-old when he was doing nothing at that time. And what about the incident at another MTA station? I don't know if it was the same NYC subway station, but this also happened. A 19-year-old man, black, was arrested at gunpoint. Listen to me now. I'm not making this up. Matter of fact, you cannot make this stuff up. Only in New York City you would see something like this. A 19-year-old caught on camera was arrested. Ricky's telling me in my ear that it was at the Franklin Street Station on the number 2 train. 19-year-old Adrian Napier was arrested at gunpoint for fare evasion of $2.75. Hit that tape. It took at least 10 NYPD officers with their guns drawn just to arrest this young black man with his hands already up in surrender. But what is he surrendering to besides not paying his fare? What major crimes did he commit besides the fare evasion? These cops acted like he robbed a nearby local bank. Now, I can understand if it came down to that, having cops pull out their guns and cornering this guy on the train. But he did not do that. This was over a fare evasion. And by the way, I thought the MTA and the NYPD decided they was no longer going to arrest fare evaders. Didn't they put that policy in place last year? I'm pretty sure Mayor Bill de Blasio knows about that new policy put into place. So, if that's the case, then why are the NYPD arresting him? For what? Look, I'm not saying it's right not to pay your fare riding the MTA subway system. No, I'm not saying that. But look how many riders on the MTA avoiding paying their subway fares just to ride on a New York City subway train. When passengers exit out the NYC subway station, like at the 34th Street at Penn Station, some of us use the emergency gate to exit out the station as other fare evaders just enters in right through the emergency gate. Black, white, Hispanic, Jewish, they do it all the time. Look, I'm also guilty of that. That has been normalized in New York City, and the NYPD knows it. So if they knew that there has been fare evaders at these MTA subway stations, why arrest this young man on the train for fare evasion? Oh, I know. You want to set an example on what NYPD does to Negroes when they don't pay their fare. Is pointing your guns on this young black man part of the NYPD procedure? And was that necessary while his hands were already up, surrendering, getting him down on the floor of the train and arresting him by roughing him up, saying, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!" He already surrendered. Why would he resist? Don't be surprised if this young man, 19, and his family is also suing New York City for unnecessary roughness and punitive damage. This has been going on forever, and it will not stop anytime soon. And remember, the NYPD has a history of framing young black and brown people who they fit some imaginary description of a suspect who they picture in their heads committing the crime inside of a bodega around the corner. NBC4 New York did an investigation on how some cops of color on the NYPD are trained to arrest and frame black and brown for the crime. How many disloyal cops are doing that across the country? Plenty. They go where the action is, to frame the innocent who look at you and I. And you want me to trust and forgive law enforcement for taking my livelihood and my freedom away just for the fun of it? Just to get a paid bonus, become a cop hero, and receive an award for Cop of the Year? I mean, really? That's protecting the innocent and upholding the law? Then you know what? I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. America, ladies and gentlemen. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is my rant.